The first time she saw him, he was mopping the gleaming marble floors of her company's lobby, hunched over and exhausted, yet moving with a quiet dignity that no amount of fatigue could erase. Sophia Langston, the CEO of Langston Technologies, had a reputation for being unapproachable and razor-sharp in business. But something about this man caught her off guard. Maybe it was the way he smiled at the night security guard, or the way he hummed softly to himself while scrubbing the stubborn stains in the hallway. Whatever it was, Sophia felt a flicker of curiosity, something she hadn't felt in years. Sophia's life was all boardrooms, investor meetings, and carefully calculated decisions. Here was this janitor, a man who moved through the world with grace and warmth, completely outside of her sphere. She had overheard his name, Ethan, as he exchanged brief, friendly words with the receptionist. It was supposed to be simple small talk, a fleeting glimpse into another life. Sophia found herself thinking about him long after she left the office, and curiosity eventually overpowered her restraint. One night, after finishing an exhausting board meeting that stretched past midnight, Sophia decided to do something reckless. She drove through the dimly lit streets near her company, keeping a careful distance behind Ethan as he left the building. He walked with purpose but without hurry, clutching a battered gym bag in one hand. Sophia followed him, heart pounding, as he navigated through the quiet neighborhoods, finally arriving at a modest apartment building. She watched him disappear inside and debated whether to knock on his door, whether to even reveal herself. But she didn't. Instead, she parked at a distance and observed. Over the next several nights, she did the same, noticing the routine of a life she could never have imagined. Ethan's apartment was small, cluttered with toys and clothes scattered across the floor, and yet the place radiated warmth. Sophia watched him prepare dinner, while a little girl with curls and an infectious laugh, his daughter Emma, played nearby. She noticed the tired lines on his face, the way he forced a smile when Emma asked for one more bedtime story, and something inside Sophia shifted. Ethan was a single father, juggling 2 jobs just to make ends meet, yet he never complained. He fixed broken shelves, helped with homework, and read bedtime stories with the kind of patience that Sophia had only seen in fairy tales. And he did it all while working a grueling overnight shift at her own company. She realized that the world he moved through, the one she judged so quickly as ordinary, was extraordinary in its own quiet way. Sophia's fascination soon became a mission. She started learning more about Ethan, discreetly checking in with his colleagues, and piecing together his story. She discovered that he had lost his wife to illness several years ago and had been raising Emma alone ever since. Despite the heartache and exhaustion, he never let it show. He remained steadfast and kind, embodying a resilience that Sophia found humbling. One evening, a crisis hit. Sophia arrived early for a meeting and saw Ethan struggling to fix a broken pipe in the company's bathroom. Water was spraying everywhere, and he looked overwhelmed. Without thinking, she stepped in, rolling up her sleeves. Together, they managed to stop the leak. For the first time, Ethan saw Sophia not as the CEO, but as someone human, someone willing to help without judgment. From that moment, their lives began to intertwine. Sophia learned to respect the invisible burdens carried by those she had once overlooked. She arranged for flexible hours and better pay for the janitorial staff, ensuring that no parent like Ethan would have to struggle alone. Slowly, Ethan began to trust her, not just as a boss, but as a friend who genuinely cared. Emma adored her, seeing in Sophia someone who could step into their small world without changing it, simply enriching it. Months later, Sophia invited Ethan and Emma to the company's annual gala. There, in front of a crowd that celebrated success in terms of profit margins and quarterly goals, Sophia made a quiet announcement the company would be establishing a scholarship fund for children of employees working night shifts, ensuring that no child's education would be limited by circumstance. Ethan, standing beside Emma, felt tears prick his eyes. In a world that often overlooked the quiet heroes, finally someone had seen him. Their connection wasn't about romance, it was deeper, more human. It was about recognition, empathy, and the power of understanding lives beyond the surface. Sophia realized that leadership wasn't just about strategy and profit, it was about compassion and action, about noticing the people who make the world turn while no one is watching. Ethan's life didn't change overnight, but it changed for the better. He could spend more time with Emma, rest a little easier at night, and hold his head high knowing his work and his sacrifices mattered. Sophia, on the other hand, discovered a new kind of fulfillment, the quiet, often invisible joy of making a difference. In the end, Sophia didn't just follow Ethan to satisfy curiosity. She followed him to see life from a perspective she had long ignored. What she discovered didn't just change her company. It changed her heart, proving that sometimes the most extraordinary stories exist not in boardrooms or billion-dollar deals, but in the courage, love, and resilience of those we walk past every day. And as she watched Ethan tuck Emma into bed that night, smiling softly at the little girl who had her father's determination and her mother's warmth, Sophia knew one truth: the greatest leaders are those who see, truly see, the humanity in others, and act on it.